Hey everyone, Jake here and I'm with Jean-Luc. We just finished watching the Mass Effect Andromeda gameplay trailer at the Video Game Awards and we broke it down. There is a lot here, so let's get into it.
Yeah, first off, just showing a lot of cool environments. Really excited about this. A lot of variety.
Yeah.
It looks great.
It looks gorgeous.
Looks really good. I'm really...
Lots of diversity, huge range in planets it looks like.
Absolutely.
To find a new home for humanity.
All right, so right here, let's pause.
Yeah, this is big.
Yeah, we got a galaxy map here. First thing to notice, they have an activate scanner, scan planets.
Yeah, it looks like that's returning. One thing that has me worried, though, and I pointed this out before, is I don't think you're going to be able to fly the Tempest from planet to planet. This was rumored before, but seeing this, I don't think so. I think you're still going to be plotting a position on a planet in a galaxy map, and then you'll go there. However, I don't think they'll be loading in between those planets because they have said it's supposed to be a seamless experience, but I don't think you'll be flying the Tempest. I hope I'm wrong, but you never know.
Yeah, I like the look of this galaxy map a lot, the sort of the nebula in the
background. Yeah, it does
look
look cool, and there's the
really
progression
nice.
up top, so it looks like you will be kind of chipping away at that as you explore these different planets.
Yep, very much what I did in 1 and 2 a lot. Not so much 3.
But in Andromeda, resources are scarce, worlds are hazardous or outright uninhabitable. Every planet has its own story.
Going back there, just want to comment on
how cool that looks.
That's a black hole. Is that what that looks like?
Yeah, that
like
does look like a
planet around a black hole or something, which that looks nuts.
Looks like they were flying into it too.
Oh man, I really want to see the inside of the Tempest. They don't show that in this, but I really want to see that. Okay, go a couple frames. Here we go. 2 new squad members. We got a Krogan and we got a female Turian, which they showed in Mass Effect 3's DLCs, the Omega DLC and the Citadel one, but they've never really been a part of a Mass Effect game proper. So I'm really excited to actually have a full-on just Turian squad member.
Yeah,
that's really awesome.
I also like how the Krogan has like tusks on his armor. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty rad.
And here's the first sort of civilization-looking thing we've seen, I'd say.
Got a hub area. Right here, she's talking to a person named Sam who's got a robot voice. I imagine an ED-like character.
Yeah, I'd say so. Probably housed on the Tempest.
Exactly.
Or maybe the Nexus.
Notice right here at the top on your little compass, a lot of different icons. There was shops. Looks like a lot of side quests, stuff like that. You were talking about sort of just the aesthetics of this area?
Yeah, so, I mean, this looks very temporary, or that it was built very recently. I know a lot of people were pointing out, like, how come there are no aliens, like new aliens on this area? And I think that's because the Andromeda Initiative landed here and built this up pretty quickly.
Yeah. All right, going to see this conversation.
Lots to look at here.
Yep, the Krogan right there rocking the M8 classic assault rifle from Mass Effect.
And there it is.
Okay, dialogue wheel. First off, little mouse cursor. So something that we were thinking I was thinking it was being played on the PlayStation 4 Pro because it's running in 4K and it's showing PlayStation buttons clearly, but that little mouse cursor there kind of gives it away. My theory is maybe this is just a PC dev build that is probably what they're shooting for on the Pro, is my guess.
Yeah. I'd say that's about right. And then here we have 4 options. It looks like there are more options right off the bat. Maybe I know by the time we got around to 3, usually it was just like good thing, bad thing.
Yeah.
And right here, I mean, up top you've got like, I'll be honest with you, that's probably your Paragon. Whether or not Paragon Renegade will stay in this, but that seems like your good choice. Get Over Yourself seems like your sort of Renegade choice. But then there's also None of Your Business and Let's Cut to the Chase, which also seemed pretty rude to me.
Yeah. In the middle here, we have the face with this little swirl. Not really sure what the swirl means, but that is clearly taken from Dragon Age 2 and Inquisition, where they would put little icons to kind of give the player an idea of what the tone of what they're saying is going to be, because that was always a huge complaint with this dialogue wheel, is you're never sure exactly how rude or how polite you're going to be about it. So little touches like that really help.
Just point me to where you're holding him and there won't be any trouble. There won't be.
And this is awesome.
Yeah, so this is the return of the interrupt system from 2 and 3. They've made some pretty smart changes to it. For starters, there is now text that actually tells you what you're about to do. The interrupt system never told you that, so you'd run into a lot of issues where you would press it and then you would like shoot a guy or punch him in the face, and you're like, well,
it's not what I wanted to do.
It's not really what I was going for, but sure, that works. So kind of giving you a sense of actually what you're about to do is smart. Also, the circle is kind of like has this bar that's filling up that will tell you how long you have to actually press it, which is also good.
Yeah, another thing I pointed out too is that there is no Renegade or Paragon logo there.
Yep.
While it is red, so I'm assuming that's sort of like a negative thing to do, and disarm, point a gun at them, probably negative, but still it doesn't seem like they're focusing as much on like, this is a good thing to do and this is a bad thing to do.
Yeah.
Drop it now. You first. Get out, or I'll put you down.
All right, here's the Nomad in action. The top left, we have a mining scanner, which is pretty cool. It's got a boost. I wonder if it has a jump.
I don't know. I mean, X maybe is a jump, like
Maybe.
that arrow going up.
Yeah.
Yeah, square is boost, though, it looks like. And then L2, we don't know what that is. I think that's repair.
Yeah, like from Mass Effect 1.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Here we got a scanner. A couple things about this. For starters, in the bottom, there are these 3 little circles, and the one on the left is the Andromeda Initiative logo. We're not sure what the other 2 are. What we're thinking is these are different factions in the game, and somehow you're getting points towards them. Not really sure how that relates to scanning.
Yeah, I mean, that seems like the best bet just because they're all next to each other. Like, yeah, I'm not entirely sure what that means, but they were saying early on in the trailer that, like, this planet, there are factions fighting, and you can kind of pick a side. So maybe, but
yeah,
not
and
entirely sure.
I like this whole thing here. It's kind of a very Batman, like solving a murder, mission variety. I like that kind of stuff.
And here we go.
Yeah, about to see a lot of combat. Okay, so first off, this UI, very Mass Effect 3. They are clearly a biotic by the purple health, probably a Vanguard because if the classes are the exact same, because they have a shotgun and then they also use the biotic charge. We see the 2 squad members down there, which confirms that there's probably a 3-person squad total.
Yeah, I think so.
And then throughout the trailer, you see that squad number change, that the squad images change, and it seems like there's about 5 people we can figure out for your squad. We got this female on the left here. Not really sure who that is on the right. You were thinking maybe another Turian.
I think that might actually be PB.
No, PB's later. You can see the sorry one is clearly PB.
But then there's also hotkeys. It looks like again, you can assign. Presumably, you can assign biotic powers or powers to L2, R2, or pull both the triggers. One thing that I'm kind of curious, though, is that if L2 is to use a biotic power, I wonder how you aim.
Good question.
L1 maybe? That seems weird. We don't do that anymore, though.
And they don't show it. I wonder if you can still pause and kind of aim, do like the aim pausing.
Yeah.
That got less emphasis as the games went on, so I'm wondering if they'll just maybe take that out. Also, your weapon has a fire ammo associated with it, and you see like different ammo types as well.
This is sick.
Yeah, they do the biotic charge. So specifically, if we go back here,
I will almost certainly play as a biotic just so I can use my jetpack and biotic charge together.
A lot
that
of
is
mobility.
Sick.
And you see there they warp back, and then they actually hit this guy with like a blade.
Yeah, she pulls out a knife.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And see they're shooting with this like almost grenade-like shotgun. Right there, she did this warp like dash, which seems to be the replacement for the roll from 3, and actually. In the Mass Effect multiplayer, different characters would have a different version of the roll, and the Asari had like a biotic
warp sort of thing,
sort of dash. So it seems like they're maybe just you have that now, except that it's more through the jetpack than maybe a biotic ability.
Yeah, it seems like the jetpack will play a pretty big role in this game.
Yeah,
and here's this.
Yeah,
this is
a
new.
Shield. That's pretty cool. Oh, there's tech armor. That's returning. A lot of mobility.
Yeah,
I like that. You don't see them ever getting a cover.
No.
Once. You see him get into it
he gets
once.
in cover up top, or she.
But very limited. Here we got the weapon wheel. The top seems to be focused entirely on weapons.
Disruptor ammo's back.
And the bottom seems to be focused on ammo. One thing, if I go back a second, right there's a button that says holster weapon, which is really cool because Mass Effect 2 and 3 didn't let you do that. And 1 did. And I like games that let you like put your gun away whenever you want. It adds to the sense of immersion for me. I wonder if you can get in those mechs the way you could in Mass Effect 3. That'd be really cool.
Yeah. There's cover.
Mm-hmm. And then just in general, these environments remind me a lot of Mass Effect 1's environments.
Yeah, very open. Obviously, quite a bit more detailed.
Yes, much nicer. Like, I actually want to be there. So you have these pods that seem to come down, and our theory is that, so in Mass Effect 1, you could switch weapons and armor whenever you wanted, but in 2 and 3, you could only do it from the ship. And my theory here is you can do it outside of the ship, but you have to have a drop pod come down for you.
Yeah. In Mass Effect 3, too, one way you could change weapons was these workbenches scattered throughout certain missions.
Yeah.
And I think you're right. I think this is sort of a portable way of switching weapons. Like if you're about to take on what are those? Hydras is what they were. If you're about to take on Hydras, then you might call this thing in and get like a rocket launcher or something like that.
And then you mentioned, there's a lot to show here, so we're going to have to break it down. You mentioned that the guy says you can find, salvage, or steal.
Yeah, which is something interesting because you've always been able to do sort of renegade or evil things in the Mass Effect games, but you've never actually been able to like walk up to something or someone and just steal stuff from them.
You could take stuff out of crates, but they never call it stealing. I wonder if that... I hope we're not looking too into that. I want that to actually be like a tangible...
I do too. I think that'd be
thing.
really cool.
A lot of stuff happening right here. There is your character's level up on the top left. Next to it is an item limit, which seems to be returning an actual inventory, which one had and they kind of abandoned after that. Under that, there is a weight limit, which affects your power recharge, which was a thing in Mass Effect 3. I'm curious if that is dependent on your character's weight or actually like item limit, like if your inventory actually affects that. Hopefully
I don't think it would be your inventory. I think it's your armor and weapons.
Yeah. There is a credit, and then there is a Nexus level as well.
So I'm not entirely sure what this is. I'm gonna guess is that as you play, you level up the Nexus, and that allows you to explore different solar systems, different planets. Could be wrong, but that would be my guess.
Yep. Here's your different armor types. There is a button for mods, so hopefully mods are making a return for Mass Effect 1. Can mod your armor, mod your weapons, stuff like that. Looks like you can kind of customize the color of the chess pieces, is what this at least seems to be, maybe? I don't know. There are actual tangible effects on these armors. Tech damage seems to be, at least hopefully, like a little bit more tangible than Mass Effect 2 and 3. They had tiny boosts, but honestly... They felt so inconsequential that I just picked the armor that looked the coolest.
Same with me. One thing you pointed out, too, was placeholder, chest armor description.
Yep. Placeholder. Work in progress, everybody. Yeah.
This is gorgeous.
Yeah, this looks great.
And then here we are.
Collecting minerals, getting that hot lithium. You were saying how you were a little worried about this.
Yeah, I don't want pop-up menus all the time, but
it says there codec entry added, which implies it's the first time you picked up lithium. So I'm hoping that's just a case where it only happens the one time and then it goes away.
This thing looks brutal.
Yeah, I like the idea of just fighting random creatures again.
And look at the little gecko thing.
Yeah, and then that's a grenade there.
Yeah, it reminds me a lot from Mass Effect 1 how you threw those disc grenades. This one has a little bit more of an arc, and it's also assigned to a quick slot. If you look down, it looks like R2.
Yep. But like Mass Effect 1, it seems to have an actual number associated with it.
Yeah.
A lot of the dash. I like the dash. That's really cool. And they're going to get munched. Oof.
Tasty.
All right, a lot of powers here. This seems to be a new, different character right here. They have a tech power. They got this tech shield.
Yeah, and as you can see, the shield is in a biotic one. So probably tech.
And they got this really cool flamethrower happening.
Cool flamethrower. And then if you look up top, you see Vetra loyalty mission. So they've already confirmed that loyalty missions are in fact back. But this is just another...
example.
More proof. More proof. And then, I wonder who Vetra is. We're thinking maybe it's the female Turian.
Yeah, she's down there in the bottom. This right here is a cool little, just looks like a sort of arc ability, some sort of tech ability. You see right there, it says skill up. You get skill points. I'm curious how the tech tree is going to work in this one. Or not the tech tree, the skill tree.
And then another thing to point out, too, is up in the top it says eliminate hostile remnant forces. The sort of architecture here looks a lot like what we saw in the PlayStation Pro keynote. So I think that I think the remnant are going to be the sort of...
main antagonist.
The main antagonist. I don't think we're going to see Reapers again. I think remnant are what we're going to be focusing on this time around.
Yep, and then it also shows that you leveled up. You can reach up to level 24. which Mass Effect 1 you went up to 50, and then in 2 you went up to 30, and then in 3 you could go up to 60 if you imported your save. So at least going up to level 24.
I'm going to guess 60.
You're going to guess 60?
Yes, 60.
Oh, biotic charge. Invisibility's back. Also, at the corner here, we see there's a heat hazard level. I like that. The return of sort of environmental hazards that you
that
have
was
to deal with.
something we saw in 1, but they kind of got rid of it in the other ones. There were certain scenarios where you'd have to like watch out for the sun or whatever, watch out for the sun's intense rays. But this actually looks like a planet you land on could be actually inhabitable, which would make sense not only in concept but also at the beginning of the trailer.
Yep.
The narrator says
All right,
that.
a lot of stuff happening here. Knife fight. I want to see if I can get this one. Yep,
Yeah,
there it
there
is.
it is.
Awesome. This is a like really rad looking. I don't know. It's like a giant rod hammer thing.
Club thing.
Club that Ryder's just about to beat someone down with. That looks really cool. They're doing like
Ground
a
pound.
Yeah, this ground pound.
Which could be done in Mass Effect 3 too in the
Yes.
multiplayer.
And then getting grabbed again. They really like to show you getting wrecked.
Yeah.
All right, and that is the trailer.
That's the Mass Effect Andromeda trailer that was shown last night at the Video Game Awards. If there's anything we missed, and I'm sure there was, be sure to let us know in the comments below, or you can find us on Twitter. And for more on Mass Effect Andromeda, you're already in the right place.
A new galaxy awaits. How far will you go?